look at the kind of key measures of basic economic security. Do I have health insurance? Do I have $400 in the bank in case my car breaks down or I have another emergency expense? Am I late or delinquent on a credit card bill? Am I facing foreclosure? If you look at all of those measures, more Americans believe they're in a better economic position in terms of their own balance sheet.
That's President Biden's economic advisor, Brian Deese, laying out his boss's argument for a strong U.S. economy. And sure, in a macro sense, the president can argue the data tells a very good story. On a micro level, the perception that everybody has about their own personal finances, people don't necessarily agree. For example, and this is things that we look at, lipstick purchases are rising more than twice the rate of other beauty products. Why do lipstick purchases matter? It's the so-called lipstick effect. It was first tabled by an economics and sociology professor, Juliet Schor, in her 1998 book, The Overspent American. She found that when money's tight, women seek luxury not in high-end fashion, but in smaller, more affordable forms. Buying hope in a bottle, she wrote. Buying lipstick. Lipstick sales are doubling. Another luxury item, apparently men's underwear sales are down. The manufacturer Hanes brand stock sits at just 50% of its price 1 year ago. Packing lunches over carryout is a growing trend as well. And people making more than $75,000 a year, they're trading down from dining out at more expensive restaurants in favor of chains like Applebee's and IHOP. Another telltale sign is strip clubs. Laugh if you want, but in every economic downturn in our history, strip clubs have struggled. It's a luxury. And some in the industry say that is the case right now. It is what they call a leading indicator. Congresswoman Annie Kuster is here, Democrat from New Hampshire. Ma'am, we welcome you to the show. I don't think we would ever normally have a guest on in the beginning. The lead-in would be strip clubs. But in a larger sense, how does the president tomorrow talk about the economy, both to launch his reelection, but at the same time to acknowledge to Americans that a lot of them don't feel all the data and good numbers that he is going to talk about?
Absolutely, and we can do both of those things. I just campaigned this fall, and Democrats did across this country, and we talked about the pain that our constituents feel. You know, those issues at the kitchen table that you're talking about, they do feel the pain. The cost of heating oil, where I come from in the Northeast, is high. But we've made a big difference in lowering costs. The cost of gasoline, the one that everybody talked about this fall, way down. We've added over 500,000 jobs. That was just a shocking number and a good number that the people are coming back out to work. I would venture to say there's more lipstick sales because more women are finally getting back out into the workplace. They left the workplace during COVID. They didn't have enough childcare to come back, and now that the economy's picking up, they're getting back into the workplace. So he'll have lots of examples. But listen, it's always expensive. You're raising children, you're saving for college, you want to take that next vacation. Everybody is careful, and I think that wages are going up, that they're going to feel more comfortable.
No, I understand the argument. It's the one the president's going to make. We had a poll up that said 60% of Americans don't think President Biden has created enough jobs. In reality, he's created more jobs than many, many, many presidents. But he's not being remembered for that. The American people aren't thinking that. They're thinking about baby formula shortages. They're thinking about the price of eggs going up. Whatever the reason is, this is the question. How does the president let people know he feels their pain, even if many of them blame him for their pain?
I mean, frankly, there's no better communicator on that score than Joe Biden. He's been telling that story his entire life about his father losing his job and coming up through the blue-collar life that he had. And I think he does feel their pain. But look, you can't ignore 500,000 new jobs. And the manufacturing is booming. We brought back manufacturing to the U.S. We brought back infrastructure. That investment in infrastructure infrastructure, roads, bridges, highways, but all importantly, broadband communications so people can work from home, can study, can get ahead. And I think that's what you're going to see is people are getting a lot more opportunity. But look, it takes time. These bills just passed 6 months ago.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.